Alrighty, hello everybody out there in face bubbles and YouTube land. Hi everybody, my name is John White and I'm the events director for the Center on Colfax and Denver Pride Fest. And I'm joined today by Lindsay. You want to introduce yourself, honey?
Sure. Hi, guys. I am Lindsay Barella. I am again, virtual parade manager. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but parade manager for this year. And we're just here for a Q&A. If you guys have any questions, let us know, but we'll cover the plans for this year.
Absolutely, yes. As Lindsay said, no matter where you're watching today on either of our Facebook pages or the YouTube channel, please feel free to leave any questions that you might have, and we'll get to those, or we might get to those in our prepared dialogue, right, Lindsay?
Correct.
You never know.
We may know some of the questions you guys have, so
we may know what to look for.
We'll answer some of the basics along the way, but of course, if you guys have any personalized questions, let us know.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so Denver Pride Fest, really simple this year. Our dates this year, we have moved to the fourth weekend of June, and that is moving forward. So this year, our dates are June 26th and 27th for Denver Virtual Pride. We're going to be focusing on our Coors Light Virtual Denver Pride Parade this year. And yes, I did say virtual for a reason. We are keeping everyone's safety and concern together this year. And hopefully in 2022, we'll do a bang-up job of being back in person and getting to see all of your lovely faces once again. So the parade this year will be taking place on Sunday, June the 27th, and it'll air live on Facebook. And a couple other things as we know about them, we'll put that out there as well. But it'll be air on June 27th at 9:30 a.m. You'll be able to get that on our Denver Pride Facebook page, our Center on Colfax Facebook page, also our YouTube channel, all of that good stuff. So you will be able to get that out there. And so we'll be able to reach people all across the country and the world again this year. So that's some of the things that we wanted to touch on first, right, Lindsay, was the success of 2020.
Exactly. And, the good news is we have a little bit more time to plan this year. John and I are both very excited about that. But, like last year, we are going to go virtual. The good news is we've done this before. So we will take what we did last year, we'll improve it. But what we do know is last year, over 150,000 people watched the Denver Pride Parade on Facebook. So the great thing about going virtual is that we can actually share it with all of our friends across the country and across the world. It is not just limited to those on Colfax, though we do want to get to having a crowd back on Colfax, but safety in mind for this year. But yeah, we're excited. We'll go over some of those details.
Yeah, and I just wanted to let everybody know, so kind of an overall number, not outside of Facebook, we reached about 400,000 people just for the parade alone. So we thought in our grandiose ideas last year when everyone had to change the ways that they were thinking for Pride festivals, and because this is our largest fundraiser of the year for the Center on Colfax, we didn't have an option to not do it. So we wanted to do it. We did it. Lindsay came up with some fabulous ideas. We put it down on paper, and it went from paper to digital, and it was the most fabulous thing to watch everybody kind of pop up and learn all about the Center on Colfax and what Denver Pride has to offer. It's wonderful because we also learned a lot of things during virtual season 2020. We were the very first Pride Festival to do a parade virtually. So it was a learning curve for all, but we did such a great job. We thank our partners at Channel 7 last year for helping us produce our Pride Festival, our Coors Light Parade.
I was going to say also a big shout out to Coors Light just for keeping their support. So
exactly, the support of Coors Light, we do appreciate that. And they're back again this year for 2021 virtual parade. I love it so much. One thing that we did learn last year is that not all the times the closed captions work when you let people know ahead of time. So this year we're going to build that in so we don't have to rely on technology on the viewer's side of things. So we'll have a couple different ways to get the closed captioning and interpretation that will happen this year during our 2021 festival. We have a lot of people watching. I love it. Thank you all so much. I see your comments and questions coming in. We will get those to those in just a few minutes. We've already answered when is it? Yes. So yes, Kylie, it is virtual. Hello, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Yes. Jackie, we are going to get to your question, so I will get to that about nonprofits. And Kimberly, yes, Kimberly, we were just talking about your emailed earlier, so we will get to that as well. All right, so kind of the 2021 plans. This is how it goes. So just also to kind of clarify, last year, because we were in the realm of doing things pretty quickly, Channel 7 came on also in a different time frame. So we had parameters we had to work around of what units were going to be shown on the broadcast on television and what units were going to be shown on Facebook and our other streaming services. So really it is just we go through the whole list of things and going through all the different people that have signed up, and we go based off of really the videos that were sent in, and we try and add a little layer of mixture. There's no really planning behind it all. Obviously, with our larger sponsors, we're giving them, like we would in the parade, we have our different colored sections that would normally be in the park. So they're always in the white section. That's in the beginning of the parade. And then we go into the colors of the rainbow, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple levels. So that's kind of how everything gets kind of looked at in a virtual world as well, because I know people have had questions about that. Why, again, are we going virtually? Well, for obvious reasons, we are still in a pandemic. And so we want everybody to be safe. We are really focusing on that 2022 Denver Pride Fest to see everybody back in person in the city of Denver so that we can, because safety is our number one concern for everybody involved. We are going to possibly be able to have some in-person things that are happening. So if you're out there watching, please follow us at lgbtqcolorado.org or on denverpride.org. You can also sign up for our newsletters there to get information. Follow us on all the social bubbles. We're on YouTube, Facebook, everything. Follow us, follow us, follow us. Follow the yellow brick road, because you will get the answers there that will be given to you as we announce them as we go along. Obviously, with numbers changing, by the time we get to the end of June, there may be a few more extra surprises that we can sprinkle in. So we're doing the similar format to what we did back last year in 2020. As Lindsay and I talked about, we learned a lot of things in 2020, and we don't want to overcommit ourselves. I don't know as many people out there watching, how many of you have tried to do a virtual events or virtual very large events on the scale that we're doing. And it can become quite difficult and straining on an organization. Obviously, we are a nonprofit that plans our Pride Festival. We're one of the very few in the country that do this. And so we try and do it with that in mind as well. So I'm going to have Lindsay talk about kind of the entries and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll get into other things regarding the parade.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what John was saying, I know some people have the question of numbers are looking great. So first of all, Colorado, excellent job. Wear your mask, wash your hands, all that good stuff. Our numbers definitely are looking better over the last couple of weeks. We've already received the question, will you pivot to an in-person? Can you pivot the other way in the more positive way? The answer for this year is no. We will stay virtual, and that is simply for the safety of all. We don't know what's going to happen over the next couple months. We, like everybody, hope that numbers continue to go down, that we can see more restaurants open, all that good stuff. But the parade will stay virtual, no matter what the circumstances are for 2021. It's a matter of planning. We want to make sure that everybody has a way to participate in 2021, so we will stay virtual. Regarding format, so very similar format to what we did in 2020. We will have what we're calling virtual parade units. You will have to apply. That application is available on denverpride.org. Once you go there, just click on parade. From there, you're going to get lots of information about what is a virtual parade unit, what category do I fall in. All of that good information, again, is going to be on our website. But if you guys have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat as well. We'll go over some of the details. It is a two-step process, so you will apply online. First thing you need to do is fill out an application. What that is going to do is it's going to secure your parade spot. Doesn't mean you have to turn in a video right away. You have lots of time to do that. But again, what it does is secure your spot in the parade. Structure is a little bit different as far as the application goes. So we have broken everything down into 30-second segments this year. Last year, you had the option of a 30 or a 60-second virtual parade unit. You can still have a 60-second combined unit. And the way you do that is simply purchase 2 30-second. So just from accounting wise, it's a little easier for us to have everything in 30-second segments. Again, if your organization had a 60-second last year and you are looking to do the same, still possible. You're just going to buy 2 units this year, and we will make sure that they run together. So everything's really the same, just a little bit of different structure when it comes to the application. When you fill out your application, you're going to find out what category of parade unit you are. We break them down into nonprofits, and we're going to talk about nonprofits here in a little more detail in a second. But nonprofits, school groups, commercial is going to be the local businesses or organizations that don't fall into the nonprofit category. But again, these smaller local groups, and then we will also have corporate. We explain the difference between commercial and corporate on the website, so I encourage you to visit that information there. We will have political units, and then like we did last year, this is actually the first opportunity for just friends and family to get involved. You guys can have it's a 15-second segment, but it's a quick way, to shout out from home what you guys are doing, your support for the community. It's a fun way to get involved. So again, all that information is available. When it comes to nonprofits, we are splitting them up a little bit differently this year. So it will be based off of size of nonprofit in your annual budget. So again, we go into much more detail on the website. You're going to hear it throughout this presentation, but again, that website's going to be the best source of information for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lindsay. And I think you answered Jackie's question, so I'll just pop that up here real quickly. To qualify as a nonprofit, do you have to have a 501c3 or a nonprofit but not a 501c3 charity?
So we work with many different types of organizations. Again, there is quite a bit of information on the website, so I am going to refer you to the website. If you have any additional questions, feel free to email prideparade@lgbtqcolorado.org. Again, if you guys have any questions that are not answered on the website or very specific to your group, all of that information about how to contact us is there. But we work with many types of organizations. So yes.
Absolutely. And I'll put Kimberly's comment because we were just talking about her email earlier. And so I'm glad you're joining us, Kimberly. Thank you so much. So Kimberly she sent an email asking about how small nonprofits who directly serve our community can get ahead of the beer and credit card commercials. Like I said before, last year was a learning curve for us. So it honestly was really just thinking through who our sponsors were coming back, who were still supporting us in the pandemic, because the sponsors could have easily said, we're not going to give you any sponsorship money this year. And because it is our largest fundraiser for that, we wanted to appreciate them and let them know that, while also appreciating every other person that was signing up for the parade. We had an abundance of people signing up last year, as you can imagine, because everything was turning virtually pretty quickly. And so this year we have more time to look at the lineup, to think about it through it a little bit more methodically and do all of that. So Kimberly, I can tell you that we will be going through that and be cognizant of each of the organizations.
And also, John, to the point that you brought up earlier, think of it as if it were the actual parade. So we look at the lineup very similarly. If we were marching down Colfax, you would see that mixture of corporate and commercial and nonprofits. And that's frankly kind of what makes the parade, is we do have that diversity. And so there will be a little bit of everything as we go through the different parade blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. Frank is saying Denver Pride will be virtual. Yes, Frank, we are virtual.
A lot of it, but
yeah. The majority of it is, that we are just, we're taking it, month by month. The majority of everything is virtual. Our 5K will be, you'll have an in-person and virtual option. So we'll be able to do that as well.
Yeah. And I'm looking at, Jackie had a follow-up question.
Oh yeah.
So Jackie, where you're going to want to go is denverpride.org, and then click on the parade section, which is right up top. That's where you're going to find a lot of this parade information. If you read through that and you still can't find the information you're looking for, go ahead and email directly. And again, this email address is going to be on the website, but it's email is going to be prideparade@lgbtqcolorado.org. And I can help you with any individual questions that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Kimberly. Yes. So people are asking about, what we're doing virtually. in person. I will be honest, if you start researching Pride festivals across the United States, you will see the majority of them are going virtual again. Not a huge surprise, just because nobody knows what the month of June is going to hold for us. But the easiest way to find out updated information that I will tell you over and over again is to go follow us at denverpride.org, or you can go to lgbtqcolorado.org and be able to see that as well. I know a lot of people, we have some sad faces. We have people saying no. Well, it's the way of the world.
And it is really, yeah, it is all about safety right now. And again, numbers are looking good. And so what this tells us is let's get through one more year of virtual or hybrid activities. And then hopefully for 2022, we're celebrating like we normally do. But we got to hang in there a little bit longer, got to do what we need to do, but we'll get there.
Absolutely. We reached so many more people last year through our virtual festivities than we would have if we had an in-person festival. And that's pretty amazing for going virtual in such a short amount of time. So we're super excited. We have so many people that are excited to be back on board to help us this year to make Virtual Pride the best that it can be. Like I said before, you never know when there might be some surprise pop-ups that we are able to be doing as we get closer to June. But unfortunately, we won't be able to announce any of those until we get into May, until we can really see what's happening with everything. So there is an opportunity, but you can still go ahead and just follow us on denverpride.org on all the social bubbles, sign up for our newsletter. I don't see any other questions from people. So we thank you so much. We just wanted to come on here and do a quick introduction to the parade. You'll be able to, if you missed us live, you'll be able to check us out later on Facebook and YouTube. Again, my name is John White, the events director for the Center on Colfax, joined by Lindsay Barilla, our wonderful parade manager. And if you have any questions about the parade, they can email Lindsay at
prideparade@lgbtqcolorado.org. And I will sign off by saying you guys have until May 7th to apply, though I do encourage you to apply early. It is one of those things where if we do sell out virtually, we will close off the application. So, of course, the earlier you apply, the better. But again, if you guys have any questions, let us know. We're happy to help however we can. If you're looking to view last year's parade, it is still available on our Facebook page. So you can kind of see what a virtual parade really looks like. But we're here to help however we can. We still want to celebrate the community. We are bummed too that it's virtual, but we know that we can also have a good time virtually as well.
That's right. Lindsay, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks, John.
That's all things parade. We'll be back in probably a few weeks or a month to talk about the rest of the festival here, and we'll just do a little Facebook takeover and let you all know new plans that are coming up. But we thank you all so much for tuning in today, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.